Last time on Wonders and Blunders.
So where you guys all headed?
We're headed to Pinnefell.
Oh my God, that's perfect. That's where I'm from.
As you look around, it's like all the leaves have grown back onto the trees. And then when you look up, you can actually see that the trees are just coated in ravens.
Does anyone see that raven with the amulet in its beak? That is a magical amulet.
You there with the amulets. Maybe we can make a trade. I've got an awful lot of shiny things you might like. We could trade off.
All the ravens in the tree take off and swoop down towards you. When your vision clears, they all swirl up in like one big tornado into the sky. The amulet is gone.
Okay.
Yuri loses the book
Oh my Jesus.
that he was using. Ben, your chain is gone.
Ben is kind of looking up and he's kind of holding like his hand to his chest and his neck, and you hear the voice. It says,
You have erred greatly. If you do not retrieve that chain, you will all perish.
So we'll pick up from there. The birds are flying away with your stuff.
Well, I'm glad that we drove them off.
I'll cast a spell.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, you can all do one action before they get away, and then they'll be too far away. Unless you have some way to move up in the air faster than they can.
sorry, go ahead.
I probably can't see which raven has which item from here, can I?
You could make a perception check.
Is that going to be an action?
Yeah.
No, then I will just wildly shoot into the middle of the flock, and I hold up the. I guess I dove. I covered up my crystal orb to protect it from the ravens, and I'll look up and see them flying away, and hold out the orb towards them, and you see it start to like frost over, and then I will sort of like push a hand towards it, and a shard of ice will fling out of it. So I'm casting Ice Knife.
Ooh.
So I assume they're within 60 feet?
Yes.
Okay. So then I will roll to attack. Oh, no. They make a save. Is that right?
Ice Knife? Ice Knife is a spell attack and then
spell attack and then a save. That's what's going on here.
Okay.
I was like, why is there a save there? That's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 is a hit.
Okay. So the target is going to take 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
It then explodes, and every creature within 5 feet of it must succeed a dex save or take 2d6 cold damage.
Okay. It's a swarm.
Work on a swarm. Good question.
That I'm going to say they'll take the dex save with disadvantage.
Okay.
They fail.
12 cold damage.
12.
Double
Or
six.
double sixes.
Lord above. Okay.
Wow.
So that hits a chunk of the ravens. So I'll say it hits 12, kills 12 ravens.
Yeah.
Well, is your detect... 30 feet on detect magic, right?
Yeah. That's true. Thank you. That would still be glowing.
So
if it was within range, but
I luckily at one point said there were 100, so I'm going to roll a d100. So 1 will be Bree, 2 is Ben, 3 is you didn't get anything taken. 4 will be Rowan. 5.
Oh, the cats lost their journal and
Oh, yeah, that's true.
swords.
Okay, so it'll be Bree, Ben, Star, Dust.
I didn't lose anything, just dust.
Oh yeah, sorry, Dust,
Sky.
Sky, Light, Yuri. God, you all lost things. Rowan. Okay.
It's because you're a mean DM.
I'm not mean. You ate my bird. Eat my bird again.
Fair deal.
Because Bree is a
Buddy,
mean
eat
lizard.
my bird.
I know. Bree and Bree. That's not a flaw. That's just Bree and Bree.
So you see one of the birds, like these birds drop out of the air, and you see a short sword and a dagger drop out of the
Excellent. My very expensive dagger made of a shard of bone.
Who else? Anyone
I'm
else?
gonna leap up and try and grab one.
Try grab a bird while it's flying away from you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, can we? Yeah, okay. I've already said what I did though. I shifted and said some shit. But I will chase them and make a survival check with advantage to track them.
Sure. Make a dex check, Star.
14.
14. You're gonna contest Burbs. You managed to like grab one by the feet and it like kicks out and bites down at you and just like bites your fingy and you let go and it flies away.
Oh, not my feet.
Aw.
Too quick. What was your survival check?
10.
10? Okay.
Would
I mean,
would
they're
I
there though.
would I catch
But you know, to kind of where they're going.
would I catch with my passive insight the one that took his? No, I wouldn't. There's no way I would catch that. Never mind.
But you can try.
Yeah. I know.
You made up your mind. It's not gonna work.
I was thinking with my passive. I don't
But your
think
passive is what?
is 18, but I don't think that would because we all kind of ducked, right? But now that I'm looking up, would I be able to, if I make the action of being like a direct perception, would I be able to find the one that has his?
Oh yeah. If you want to make a perception check.
Oh, that doesn't look good, buddy. It's 8, so 13.
13.
Can you roll below your passive perception?
No.
It's pretty tough. You can with a 13.
Yeah, I mean my passive is obviously higher.
Your
but I don't
passive's
know.
18. So I'll say you took an action to perceive, so I'll give you your passive. So there's no reason you wouldn't have it. You're just standing there staring at them.
Okay.
So you can see the holy symbol. It's the brightest. It is metal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see it hanging out of the talons of one of them.
Yeah, all right. Well, this I wouldn't have time to say this. I'm just gonna, if I have an action left, if that wasn't the action, then I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Oh, that would have been the action.
Okay. Well,
But you can
I'm gonna
point it
point, and I'm gonna be like, look, that one right there, that's got your holy symbol. Let's get it moving here.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
Kara.
I'm gonna see Rowan do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. He pointed it out to everyone, so everyone can.
all right. Nettle rope summons close, and I'm going to cast Thorn Whip, and that's a tilt. Wait, is it a dex?
What's the range on Thorn Whip?
It's 30 feet.
30 feet. I don't think it's going to reach it.
Well, did it hit any of the other birds?
You could hit another bird.
If you swift in 30 feet?
Well, they're up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're flying up. Like they basically came down and then spiraled up in the air.
I'm reaching towards it, and it's an 18 to hit something.
You do hit a bird. So yeah, you're just like and a bird falls out of the group.
And it takes damage.
Yeah, I'm sure that bird is dead.
Okay.
So it's further than 30 feet. I'm going to throw a javelin.
Okay.
And just like chase after the group of them. I'm excited because I think that we're all hunting for dinner. And it is at disadvantage because it's more than 30 feet away. And it's an 8.
An 8, yeah. It flies through the air and the birds just part around it as it sails through. What can Yuri do?
Swear.
Yuri's useless.
I gotta get some swears translated here in my notes.
Yeah, so they spiral up and start making their way out over the trees.
Can we continue? Or are we sort of in combat or
Track them?
They're just
You can track them. They're pretty far. So like
60,
now
60 feet? They're
it would be
beyond
their turn. I think they're dashing. So they would have gotten their fly speed I think is 50.
Oh boy.
So they would have gotten another 100 feet away.
Would you have talked about your magic with us, like how your magic works?
Marginally. I have not been keeping any secrets about my magic.
Okay. Yeah, I would run over to where one of the birds fell. One of the ones, preferably one where that her thorn whip got, because
Yep.
that wouldn't have like torn the bird to pieces. And I would pick up that bird and I would be like, Valen, can you somehow use this to track where the rest of them went? I mean, if it was alive, we could just ask, but, we've done and kind of fooled up their bargain.
Actually, yes, I believe it's a little bit grisly, and it will take me at least 10 minutes.
Is it?
And Yuri is like, if you see, Yuri has just run to the edge of the trees and he's just looking up going like, no! Oh, they took the book! Oh, I'm ruined! Oh! And he just like falls down in the snow and starts like crying on the ground. He's like, oh, it was everything! It's my whole family name!
Oh, no.
I'm ruined!
I'll while he's fiddling with the raven carcass that I've given him, I'll go over to Yuri and be like, now, if there's one thing we've learned from being down in those holes, that sometimes it can feel real dark, like maybe we're all buried in here, but really maybe we're just planted and this is our time to bloom.
I'm planting myself in an early grave.
Well, that's okay. Well, I'll go.
Poppies that grow and send them to my grandchildren.
Oh, okay. Well, I see. All right, I'll go back to Valen.
Oh.
I think I'm making for like the tree line and just trying to follow them as best as I can.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna follow.
yeah, the owl creature sort of has already ran, like is gone. Like,
Okay.
A crocodile, an owl, and a tabaxi. Go.
I'd like to climb one of the trees and see if I can get a better perspective on like where the flock is going.
Okay. Yeah, just do a acrobatics or athletics.
The wizard mutters to himself.
Nat 20.
Nat 20 again? What is this dice?
It's amazing. I don't know.
So you just like hop from branch to branch and stand up at the top. You actually get up there so quick you like startle a bunch of squirrels, which like leap to all sides to different trees.
Dickhead screams abound.
Valen is just going to drop the raven corpse on the ground and just be Paul and just start running after everyone.
Okay, so you run and past Yuri, who's just rolling on the ground.
So I can, at the moment, I have with the dash, I have 80 feet of movement for 1 minute.
Oh no.
Okay. So you have 80
At least
feet.
the snow is
So
surrounded.
does Star, right?
No, I have 60.
You have 60. Okay.
Can you use feline agility?
And or dash.
I
as
can
a
only.
bonus action.
I mean, I can dash, but that's 60, right?
But can you do
then,
bonus action dash?
Sorry.
Can you bonus action
Oh,
dash?
can you? I can't. Wait, hold on. Can you dash twice? Can I use my
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
and my bonus action to dash? Oh, then I can go 90.
Okay. So the two of you will be right up in the front, followed
Yeah.
by.
And I'll use my feline agility for the first turn to go 180.
Okay. So you two make survival checks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm only moving 60.
You're moving 60. Yeah. Make a survival check as well.
I rolled
Flat
9.
D20. Oh, 18.
Okay.
And a 20.
And a 20. Okay. And Valen, make a survival check.
2.
2? Okay. So you run into the trees off the path, and you're making your way through, like jumping over trees and stuff like that. Rowan, are you running after them as well?
Yeah. If I see that, as soon as I see him kind of give up on that prospect, I'll also just chase off after.
Okay, so you can make a survival check as well.
I can also do the. Yeah. Oh, okay. 18 plus survival. That's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
6. So 18 plus 6.
Holy hell. Okay. So you're running, and you see Valen get like hit in the face with a branch and then turn 90 degrees and start running in the wrong direction, and you're able to just sort of grab him by the shoulders and face him the right way again. And the two of
No,
you...
I could swear that they were this way.
You follow me, man.
Oh, okay.
and you take off. So you're kind of in a group with Bree as you guys run through. Up ahead, Kara, you see the ravens, and they all flock through the air, and they sort of swirl together in this like big murmuration, and then they dive down together into the trees, probably like 400, 500 feet away.
Okay.
But they did fly in that straight direction.
Okay.
They didn't turn or anything from there.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to mark that and then climb down.
Okay. So Star and Ben, you guys come across a frozen river. and you make your way across. Like it's like frozen solid, and you're able to just sort of run over the top of it. And then you see there's a bunch of these rivers sort of congregating around you. And then you come, the trees just suddenly clear, and you come to the edge of a big frozen pond. And out in the middle of that pond is a massive, gnarled, leafless tree with a huge opening on the inside. And the branches are coated in ravens.
I'm gonna slow to a stop once I see the scene. You know what I mean? When we sort of spread out.
Yeah.
Is anyone with me, or am I like out ahead?
You're a fair bit ahead, but Ben comes running up pretty quickly after.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of put my hand out and be like, no. It seems that the birds are lining the branches of this tree. I do not want to startle them again.
That would be wise.
Does he sound like that?
When he's in his shift.
Like that's his voice now?
He's also, it doesn't open its mouth. That sound just emanates out of it.
So I'm gonna sort of Star's fur kind of ruffles up when that sound comes out of the boy, and he looks down at him and it's just kind of like, who are you?
That is none of your concern.
But you seem to be possessing my little boyfriend here.
That is correct. He is an avatar of Sindor's will.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something on Sindor.
Yeah.
History, I guess.
Yeah, you can do history or religion.
I got a 14.
14, you would know about Sindor as a god of fate and destiny.
Okay. Yeah, my eyes sort of widen.
He's he's a pretty major god.
Yeah. How are you Sindor?
No.
So with that, the next group sort of shows up behind you. So Bree, Valen, and Rowan. Kara, I assume after you saw, you would have come down and run after.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I'm going to cast Longstrider, and I'm going to nudge Yuri and say, "Come on, they're only a little way away."
He's like, "I'm done for. I'm finished.
We can get it back, you fool."
Oh, but what if we can't? Oh, I can't bear the possibilities.
Never mind.
Come back. Bitey's gonna have just like murdered Yuri.
And he just starts he's clearing snow away and just burying it over the top of his body, just like trying to bury himself under the snow.
I'm gonna jog away.
Okay. You make a survival check. You could do it with advantage because you watched where the crows went.
I rolled a 4 and then a nat 20.
Dear God. So yeah, you're fine.
Another nat 20.
What did I say earlier? It's the highest, most likely number.
It's really, really insane. So you, so a minute or so after the others show up. So these three burst out of the trees.
Okay. So after a minute had passed, so I guess probably right after it responded to you, Star, you see the feathers on the hand sort of recede into more, and the hands, instead of being such like vicious talons, kind of recede into being more human-like, but still with that a sort of fleshy bird leg quality, and his beak turns back into a nose and a chin. But he stays in that sort of kind of more cuter owl form that you saw earlier, like the sort of little baby owl, kind of fluffy.
I'm gonna bend down and poke his nose, like when it recedes, like just.
Yeah, as it kind of swats your hand away, and you see he blinks and looks at you, and you actually see recognition there, and he says, "Star?
Sindor?
No. Where?
Oh, Ben. Ben, is it Ben?
Yes.
You were not you. You were someone else. You were a big, scary, boomy voice man. I do not know. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I've never seen it either.
Do you know what Sindor is?
He's a god.
Oh, yes, I know that. He claims to have possessed you.
Yeah.
Go on.
It started when I was about 4.
Okay, well, maybe you could tell me the whole story later. For now, let's deal with the bird problem.
Which one? Okay.
So we run out of the forest
Yeah.
and
Crash through the
this
trees.
pond is frozen.
Frozen, yeah.
And I run out and I see you stop. There's like, what did you stop for? Let's get out there.
I'd say, shh. I do not want to scare the birds away, and the little boy was making the big boomy voice again.
Oh.
Yeah, you see Ben his shoulders are squared up out onto but his head is turned most of the way around and is looking at you.
Do you still have like talons, claws?
No, they're not like they've regressed into more like human hands, but with the sort of that hard bird flesh that you see on their legs. His nails are pointed at this point, but they're not the large hooked talons that you saw earlier.
I think Bree kind of takes one and turns it over and goes, good.
Okay.
What should we do about the birds? Also, that tree has a hole in it, a very big one.
Yeah, describe this tree again.
So it's a fairly large but not really tall tree, bleached white bark with a huge hole in the middle, which seems to extend into darkness. It's wide. It looks to be between 25 and 30 feet wide, and so like quite a small, or like quite a short but wide, stout tree. And the branches are completely leafless, but and it's mainly 2 large branches that branch out into a couple of smaller pieces, but not like a full canopy, and they are covered in ravens.
How far away is that tree?
Across the lake, it's closer to this side of the lake. It's about 80 feet.
Many birds in one tree means many eggs to eat.
Well, Bree, I appreciate you doing what you do, but this one might be a little more. And I look over at Valen, sensitive, maybe. Maybe we don't eat them right off the bat. And I don't really know what we can do right now.
I worry that we may be past that. I don't know if I imagine they're not going to be very pleased with us.
Ravens usually aren't the forgiving sort, no.
Who cares if they
if
are
you're
pleased? They are food.
Yes, well, sometimes it's possible to achieve other outcomes with other creatures other than one of us living and one of us dying.
Very nicely put.
So Karadov, you would come out of the trees now and catch up with everyone.
Oh, good. They're all clustered.
We are low on food. There is tree full of food.
No. We were assured that we still had plenty of food.
The giant
Well,
lizard does
Yuri
have a
was
point.
lying, Valen.
What?
Yes, Yuri was stretching the truth about the limits of our stores. We are a little short.
Yeah, and now all of that, though, I think, the priority here is getting that holy symbol back and some of our belongings. And while, now, to each their own need, food, of course, being one of those needs, we do want to get those items off of them before they take off.
Any of the nature experts have an opinion on how to do that?
Well, they're definitely not going to let the crocodile close.
Is the lake completely frozen over, or is it like, are there openings near the shoreline?
You don't see any openings.
Can I take like the butt end of my spear and see if I can crack the ice at all, just on the edge?
Are you trying like as hard as you can, or?
No, I'm like giving it a test.
Yeah, you give it like a good test, and you hear like that rippling sort of sonic sound that just sort of moves out across the lake as you do it, but it doesn't crack. It feels solid, especially in here close to the shore. It feels like it's solid down to the ground, but like, which is only a couple of feet here, but it's still a couple of feet thick.
Well, ice is thick.
So we can approach, but yes, how do we ensure that they don't fly off again?
I think that we should send the one who can talk to the animals.
Well,
We all look at Rowan.
Rowan is focusing pretty hard on that tree and the birds. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to see what we can do, but, having kind of... The way they're going to see it is we reneged on our deal. We made the trade, sure, but then, then we attacked. So they're not going to be super trusting this time. So, and how... I know you already told us, but I forgot. Sorry. How far away is the tree again?
80 feet.
80 feet. Let me see how long my ability lasts.
If tree is home, tree is likely where they keep their precious things, their metals, and where they keep their eggs.
So you're thinking that maybe if we scare them off, they'll leave behind the items that they've stolen.
We kill, as you say, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Very, very good, Bree. Yes, maybe we can.
All right. Well. How about now? I'll walk over and see what they've got to say, and then hopefully they don't take a lot with them when they go. What would you guys say?
Should I come with you?
Well, are you still in that sort of middle form, right?
Yeah. I look like a bird.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Some of those feathers, they might get a little bit of sympathy. Let's me and you, let's go, and I'll take your hand, and then we'll head off across to see them. And like, once we get about the halfway point, I'll start hailing out and be like, oh, hey there. Now, I know maybe things didn't get off on the right foot last time, but I think we can still talk if you guys are willing to listen. And we mean you no harm. I, as you can see, I don't have a long snout or sharp teeth.
I hold my hands up too.
Across this water, it's probably 50 feet of ice and then 30 feet of shoreline onto this little island where the tree is.
Okay.
How close do you go?
Probably to the start of the shoreline.
Okay. While you're talking, they are just kind of like milling about. They're not staring at you like they were back at the camp. And you can see them sort of like preening their feathers, sitting there doing regular raven stuff. The second you touch the shoreline, they all snap to attention, looking at you.
Can I see my chain?
Make a perception check.
Can I give him advantage on that somehow?
If you're also looking for it.
Yeah.
24.
24. These ravens definitely don't have it.
Okay.
They don't have any items on them.
Right. I don't see it. Do you?
With a 24, you would also, while scanning over the ravens, when you look down the tree at this big hole, you haven't gotten any insight into what lies beyond it. But now that you inspect closely, you can see that the hole isn't dark. It is covered over with feathers. It looks like the hole is like filled with ravens. It's just a wall of black feathers.
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
If only we could cast fireball.
Rowan, it looks like that tree is full of ravens.
Yeah. How far are we from the tree right now? 30, you said?
30 feet, yeah.
Well, And you'll start to notice on my right hand, you'll see some that sort of rhombus leaf pattern kind of glow again and sort of shift as if in a little bit of breeze. And I cast Detect Magic. Mm-hmm. And does anything stand out from that?
You get sort of a faint aura off of the land on this island. And it sort of moves to the tree too, and in between some of the feathers you can see magic pointing out.
Some of the feathers those blocking that hole in the tree.
Yeah. The feathers. You would see, I think actually within those feathers, you would see a humanoid outline in amongst those feathers.
Yeah, all right. And I look at Benjamin and say, well, I'm seeing a humanoid outline through those feathers right now. So
that sounds bad.
Yeah, it does. Now we don't know though, so that's that was wrong of me to say. We're not really sure what's behind this curtain. So
so fair.
Let's not jump to conclusions. And I think as long as we're fair and honest, I see no reason why we can't get your holy symbol back. And I'll look back at the ravens, and again I'll be like, look, I'm going to approach, and I just want you guys to know that all I'm after is my friend here, my wee bird friend here, lost something very important to him. You guys took it when you rightfully took back, what our original deal was, and I'm not having any qualms about that. That's yours, and you can keep that. But just that one item, I'd be real grateful if I could have that back. So I'm approaching, but just to get that. And I'll start very slowly moving, like stepping forward onto the beach.
The first step you take, all of the ravens at once like screech out. And you see that form in the magic sort of like step backwards into the tree. And then through all of the ravens at once, you hear... they all just say like, broken deal.
Well, yes, I can appreciate that.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we were certainly sorry, but I feel like you can't exactly give my friend hassle for just being what's in its nature. I mean, it's your nature to do what you do, just as it's our alligator friend's nature to take a bite of what it sees as a meal. That's the natural order of things, and I don't think you can hold that against them. And like I said, you can rightfully keep what was a part of that bargain that was yours to begin with. But that and the extra things you've taken, but there's a couple of those items that are very important to us, and we'd like to just have those back, and we can trade you again. And as you can see, my wonderful alligator friend, who is quite wonderful if you get to know her. She's still back on that beach back there, and you know that I'm good for my word, so I'll even trade you again a second time for just those couple of items back.
Trespassers have no right for meal. Broken deal.
Well,
Broken deal.
Well, I wouldn't have trespassed if you hadn't have taken those extra items, and I know you didn't know their importance, and so there's no hard feelings here. We just need to trade for them back.
Make a persuasion check.
Yes. Yeah, it's 17.
17? Okay, you see from inside the tree that figure step forward again. And this time you see those feathers push out with their outline as they come. And then they sort of fold back over the top. And you see this face come out, a woman's face, like deathly pale. She's around the same size as Benji, actually. Like a little bit taller than a child. With a big hooked beakish nose, and these raven feathers fold back to form her feathered hair, which then extends down into a feathered cloak behind her. And with your insight or with your perception, you see that like as this cloak folds down, you can hear jangling under it.
And my detect magic is that still running as well?
Yeah, and you're getting quite an aura off of her.
Okay.
You would actually, with Detect Magic, see that there is another outline around her, which is she's larger than she appears.
Okay.
She's appearing this way to you.
Okay.
Because you get the school off that, right? Off detect magic?
Yeah.
You
So
see an aura if there's magic in
it's
one school.
illusion. Yeah.
It's illusion. Okay.
And she steps out, and as she speaks, the ravens speak with her.
Cool.
And she says,
These items are ours. What do you have to trade for us?
Well, Benjamin,
What is this worth to you?
Everything.
she smiles.
well,
Silver
now
was the answer.
what I think my young friend means is that it's very important to us that we get those 2 items back, and they are certainly extremely important. Now, I don't know if they're worth lives, but they're certainly worth a negotiation, which I think we're both in a position to be able to
No
manage.
interest in lives, but a trade must be made.
Well, sure.
Something worth equal in value,
We have
plus the value of what else you took.
And what else is it that you see we've taken?
Lives.
Oh, I see. Well, that's a pickle.
we have gold. We have gold. We can bring you a lot of gold.
How much?
A lot.
Quickly
We
counts
can't
his
hear any of
gold.
this from the other shore.
You see this happen, though.
Yeah.
And when you can hear, it's like pretty dead quiet outside. I mean, there's like no wind right now, so you can hear these ravens saying these things.
Really?
It's not quiet. Like
Okay.
it is her voice is pretty quiet, but it is backed up by this chorus of ravens.
I can. My family is very, very wealthy.
Where are they?
Well, actually, hold that thought, Benjamin. I bet you I've got something that you don't see very often this far north. And he'll kind of like pluck a few blueberries off of his thing, and he'll kind of gather like a handful of blueberries, and I'll be like, "These are blueberries, real blueberries. Would you like to have a few of these, or maybe even all of these?"
Am I a joke to you?
Well, no, they're just
Do
very
you think to kid with me?
the delicious blueberries. You haven't
I
even
can
tried
take more than what you have.
them. Well, yes, but how about would you like to just try some blueberries anyway? I've
not
picked them
insult
now.
me.
I'm going to eat them. You can have them too, is what I'm saying. I've picked them already.
Make a persuasion check.
He's like genuinely hurt.
They were a
Oh,
special
not
gift.
good. 8 plus 8, 9. So yeah, just 10.
You could see like a couple of the ravens looked a little bit interested, but
Yeah.
they don't move.
Okay, well, I've got them picked, so I'm just going to toss them on the beach, and then when we go later, you guys can eat them because they're picked now, so they're with otherwise.
She reaches in under her cloak and pulls out the holy symbol, and she sort of like weighs it in her hand and holds it up to the light, and she says,
This will cost you. You've trespassed on these lands. I offered you a trade. No deal need be made. But you decided on your path. If you want to take it back, I'll need something more.
In your head, Rowan, you hear, well, I've got 30 gold that we could offer.
Well, what would you say to 40 gold?
More.
Would you like me to describe what it looks like?
"Yeah, please do."
Okay, so it's a silver and gold sort of woven chain, and at the end of it, the symbol itself is a sort of silver etched. It's silver based. It's like an owl's head, flat, with gold etching, and then in the middle, it is a hourglass on its side that make up the eyes of the owl, and then the beak is just under that. It's about three inches across.
Okay.
I say to the group on the beach, "Bird is greedy. It should be lucky we not just take life. Why do we trade gold for this?"
It appears to be a bit more than just a bird.
It is many bird.
Can you not see? Do you notice this, the figure that they're speaking with?
Yes.
That's quite possibly a powerful magic user, or supernatural being, or ancient evil.
It is small bird. We just eat as well.
Well, I turn away from Bree and once again cast message into Rowan's head. I still have the golden dragon staff that we took from the kobolds. I haven't been able to identify it yet, but maybe they'll be interested. I can. I hold it up and like wave it from the other bank.
She looks up when you wave that, and all the other ravens look up as well.
Well, I see you've noticed what my friend is waving back there. It's a magic staff that we picked up on our travels just before we encountered you, Fine Lad. And, well, that's a very valuable magic item. And what you've got, is, as we all know, is also a valuable magical item. So, a 1-for-1 here could do that.
I still have detect magic up. Mm-hmm. Is the staff glowing to me?
The staff glows, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good and bad.
And you see, she says, "Bring it to me."
All right. Well, Benjamin, how about you go grab that and bring it on back, and I'll wait here if that's all right with you.
We should also get Uncle Yuri's book.
Oh, I'm going to work on that. But thank you for reminding me.
Okay. And he whispers, and Benjamin heads carefully back along the ice.
If staff is magic, why not use magic on bird?
Well,
I have to admit, I'm starting to agree with the lizard.
See, even cats think good idea.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, huh?
I just don't think this is a fight we want to get into. Well, now you're making me wonder.
A fleshy human scared of bird.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind eating a raven either.
Well,
growl in agreement.
Cara Dove?
Well, it does seem like she's a little bit magical. It might be a bit of a risk, but we do need meat.
Okay. I once again message into Rowan's head. There appears to be a change of opinion on this bank. Keep stalling her. I think we're going to approach. Oh dear.
Can I?
And you can reply to that.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Well, how about you do some stalling, and I'm going to try to get this book and this holy symbol, and how much? Wait, now, how long do I have to respond to this? This isn't like a conversation. It's like
No, it's I say something once to you. You can say something once to me.
Okay, so yeah, no, I would actually be like, this. She seems very powerful, and I think you should hold him up.
Well, oh. You just see Valen just like holding the staff and just kind of like looking to Rowan across the pond, looking at Bree and Cara Dove and Star and just like Ben is just like approaching slowly over the ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Ben, you would reach the other side of the ice.
And he just...
how do you think it's going?
She's really weird. It doesn't seem to be going good. But Rowan is trying. She seems to be up for a trade.
How many eggs we get in trade?
I didn't see any eggs, Brie.
I could go up there as a cat. They might not be able to see me if I'm white and quiet. I might be able to get right up close and...
As soon as we stepped onto the island, they knew we were there.
They didn't just see you coming?
I don't know. But we weren't hiding, of course. You're right, but they all They all looked at the same time as soon as we stepped on to the island.
Ben, where do you think she has the thing hidden? Does she have it in her hand? Is it on the tree?
She has my chain in her hand.
Okay.
And you could hear metal jingling on her. But I think that was my chain.
I see.
You would have heard more than just your chain.
I heard more than just my chain.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm ready for a fight if the rest of you are. But if you do not want to fight, I do not want to fight.
Valen looks at Ben and sort of shrugs.
Would it be right to kill something that hasn't done anything to us?
Of course. You are hungry. You must eat. Become bigger bird.
This is her.
What is hard to understand? It stole from us. It is tasty. We are hungry. We are out of food.
Remember, Bree, some of those conversations we've had about, well, we called them the civilized, or the city folk.
Yes, weak things, yes.
Right. Sometimes we try to get along.
This is a civilized bird.
Oh, I don't. Well, it feels wrong.
Rowan, what are you up to?
Yeah.
They're clearly engaged in a conversation. Like when you look over your shoulder, they're all just like gesturing and huddling together.
I think I'm going to be totally honest with her. Well, look, I'm here in good faith, and I want you to know that. And so, as I think you're aware, my friends are having some qualms about the fact that those items are very important, and they're getting kind of worked up about wanting them back. And I think if we can come to some trade now, before those friends start crossing the ice, then you'll have fewer trespasses. And now I know that you can deal with trespasses and that they don't scare you, and that's not part of your worries. And but I care about my friends, and I don't want them to get into something that's clearly over their heads. And so for that staff, for that holy symbol, and there was a book that was taken, and that's a very sentimental family heirloom. And for that, and if anyone was there to see, you can see Rowan's already kind of sagged shoulders kind of actually sag further, and you can see that this is a bit of a pain for him, but he'd be like, I will trade something that's of great sentimental value to me too. And he pulls his wee elvish hand crossbow out, but like holding it by the barrel, not the handle, and kind of hold it sort of up, and like this was given to me by my brother. And it's
when you reach down to grab the hand crossbow, when you look back up, she's right in front of you, just face to face. And you see her peering down and looking at the crossbow, and then her eye line comes up and she looks at the necklace, and she kind of like traces her finger down, and you see her hand is a good 3 inches away from your neck, and you feel this claw, which you can't see, go across and pull the chain out, and look, or pull the necklace out and look at Teak.
Yes, and I'm very stiff at this point. Where yes, that's my brother. He's the one who gave me this crossbow, and well, as you can see by his current condition, that should add some solemnity to the value this crossbow has. As you can see, he's not exactly going to be giving me another one anytime soon. So I think this crossbow for that book, and our magic staff for that magic symbol, and then we can go and leave you to do what you do.
We have no need for weapons. All I have for this.
And she holds up Teak.
That's a very generous offer, but no, I'm afraid my brother stays with me. She's touching it, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's starting to vaguely sort of dimmer, like
She
a dim
hasn't actually
flicker.
touched the stone. She just has the
so
cord,
it's
and
just-
she's like dangling it between the two of you.
Yeah, it's just sitting mundanely there.
And you can feel like hot breath on your fur, almost at your face level, breathing down, and it's like held up really above her head. Her eye line matches where it is, but it's held up quite high, and she like lowers it back down when you say no, and she says,
You have nothing else I need.
and she goes to turn back around.
I'm going to ask one more time to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. I really think it would be wonderful if we could just trade an item that previous to today meant nothing to you for another one of equal value that we have on its way right now. Easy trade. And that book, which again meant nothing to you just yesterday, for this crossbow, which meant a lot to me.
And she stops and sort of like tilts her head back and forth. Make a persuasion check again.
Where it's no longer a beast, do I...
No, this wouldn't have your beast. You're talking to something else for sure.
Oh, phew. So 17.
17. She turns around and pulls out the holy symbol again, and she kind of holds it and turns it over in her hands. And what are you guys doing across the?
So yeah,
Arguing, obviously.
having heard that from Ben and starting that conversation with Bree, I think Valen has made up his mind, and he's going to look at Ben and he's like, let's go and see if she's interested in this stuff.
Okay, I'll take it over.
Okay. You don't want me to come with you?
Do you want all of us to come with you?
I'm going to come. I'll be a little bit less significant, and I'm going to transform into a cat.
Okay. New tricks.
Oh, you're cute.
2.
Yeah. I'm white,
Okay.
and
It wasn't. I don't know what would happen if we all went.
Okay. I'll stay here with Bree. Right? We'll stay here.
I am best served on the island.
No. I believe you and I will be the rear guard.
and Bree, you hear in your
Wait,
head,
shit.
if
Hold on, where am I
if they start to attack, you should definitely come after us. But wait for now. And the rest of you don't hear that.
Oh, you can do that in cat form too.
I can do that in cat
Oh
form.
wow, that's
whoa.
very good.
Do I recognize the voice, or does it sound like a cat?
Sounds like me.
Okay.
How far away are they right now?
Rhea just kind
I'm
of like
curious.
looks up and looks around a little bit.
island
Yeah,
is 80 feet.
80 feet. Okay.
Yeah. So
Can
it's
I move
50
to
feet
60
to the shore.
feet? Like, I'm going to walk with them, but just 20 feet in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So you guys start making your way back across. Valen and Bree are staying back.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rowan, over your shoulder, you like notice that they're starting to make their way across.
I would just like to start up the conversation with Bree again. I'd be like, civilized was the wrong word. That's not really the distinction I wanted to make.
And she says, she looks back at you, Rowan, and she says,
Not all trades need to be physical. It could be a favor.
Well, I would say all ears, but yeah, I don't know if that figure of speech would work, so I'm listening.
and she like sort of like turns her fingers over, and the holy symbol disappears under the feathers on her arm again, and she reaches in under her cloak and she pulls out a small small necklace, which on the end has 2 black raven feathers and what looks like a beak, and around the beak you can see that there's where like the nose of the bird would have been, there is a red gem. And she says,
I'll give you the items you seek if you give this to the one who resides in the steady stream.
To the one in the steady stream. So, will I know this steady stream when I see it?
Yes.
Can you see what my path is?
There's only so many paths here.
All right. Well, I won't be taking any innocent lives.
No need. Hand it off. She will know.
Well, now I will ask one more question, and this isn't me declining. This is just clarification. This item will this put power into the hands of something else that would kill something innocent?
She
And,
sort
and
of
whether or not she understands innocent or whatever, I don't know. Right now, I'm nervous, and I don't think I would think to clarify that for her sake, right?
she holds it out and says,
This is the trade.
For both of those items, that
and the rest of you who are coming across now can see her holding this out.
and you see Rowan very shaky, just big old furball hands that are very shaky. Reach out and take it. And well, all right.
What were you going to do, Karis?
I was going to ask if I could hear what she said.
Coming across the lake, yeah, you would be able to.
Okay.
The ravens are still
I would really like to make an insight check on
sure.
whether she means harm to us with this deal.
For harm for you? Okay.
Yeah. I think that is +5, which would make it a 23.
23?
Yeah.
She is pretty emotionless, but you can see what you can tell. She doesn't have any obvious signs that she's trying to hurt you. She is eager for him to take this.
Okay.
You do get that she's eager. You can just watch, and as she holds it out, she's like stepping closer and like dangling it closer to his hand.
Wait a second, Rowan.
I can't respond to that though, right?
You can't respond to it.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about is that like a fight starting, because last I heard was that there was mixed feelings. And with my 18 insight and the fact that I'm super nervous, I'm going to assume that there's no immediate harm in taking this deal, because it wouldn't be a deal if it just killed us all.
You can tell, I would say with a 24 insight, you feel like she is potentially dangerous.
Okay.
Like she could hurt you, but she is offering you this.
Okay. So she does seem scary.
She's, I mean, I hope I haven't described her as being super cute and lovable.
No. You've described her as
That
terrifying.
was the vibe that I was
Just
getting.
checking, what my instincts.
Yeah.
What insight is required to be spooked?
Yeah, the hairs would be standing up on the back of your neck for sure when you're coming toward, and like you can't see this larger form, but when you're watching these things move through her hands and come out of her cloak, it doesn't match up. Yeah, that was an insight, but yeah, it doesn't quite match up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be like, well, all right, but I want you to know that this is being done in good faith, and I'll like take it and yeah, I'll just hold it.
The one who resides in the steady stream.
The steady stream. Well, all right, and you're saying that I'm gonna know this stream and the one who resides there when I see them.
She just turns into ravens and flies up and spirals into the air, and on the ground, the holy symbol in the book clatter to the ground in front of you. And all the ravens who were left on the tree take off, and now you can see the inside of the tree, and it's barely hollow. Like this was like a large sort of knot into the tree, but it's barely like an indentation. And this time when the crows go up, they go up as a swarm and then sort of disperse and fly off in different directions.
There goes dinner.
Ooh-wee, I'm no fantasy lawyer, but I'll tell you that I bet that deal's got no tricks or traps in it. Nope, perfectly good deal. Good thing they got all the stuff back, not gonna cost them nothing more. Find out how else their travels are gonna go absolutely perfectly and without a hitch next time on Wonders and Blunders, woo! Oh no, did I do that weird thing again? I blacked out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. It's me, Mike Friday, the dungeon guy. Thank you so much for listening. As always, please, if you enjoyed this episode, tell your friends about it. Leave us some sort of rating on whatever program you listen to it on. If someone just read this to you or performed it a cappella, just yell at them right now. First, ask them what they're doing. Why the a cappella thing? Are they okay? Ask them if they're okay. And then tell them that was a great episode and you loved it. Keep checking our website and our social media for updates. That's at Wonder and Blunder and wonderandblunder.com. And we'll see you next time. Bye!